What's up, guys? Beer here, back in the Fantasy Bar. 6 of my favorite plays for a big Tuesday night, including my favorite value play, mid-range play. I found my favorite buy low on tonight's slate, my favorite matchup we want to exploit, and what stud do we want to pay up for here tonight? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here in the Fantasy Bar once again, and I'm here with 6 of my favorite plays, as always, covering DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into tonight's plays, as always, guys, couple things. Need you to subscribe to the channel there over on YouTube. Also, hit that thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar. Doesn't cost you a thing here to hang out in the Fantasy Bar. Check out the video. That thumbs up really helps us out over there on YouTube. Also, make sure you get over to FanDuel. The single entry series rolls on as it states. Everybody gets one lineup. I will be playing in that contest as well. So, you want a piece of me, think you can do better than me, get in that contest. But very, very fun contest. 6 weeks of contests. Your top 4 scores count for the week. Everything is tracked with a chance to win $10,000 at the end of that 6 weeks. So, we'll see you over there in the single entry series presented by RotoGrinders over there on FanDuel. All right, let's get into plays for tonight. Love this slate. Let's start at the point guard position. Let's spend some money with Kyle Lowry of the Raptors. So this one, definitely one of the marquee games we have for tonight. Can't wait to watch this game, and I think we want to have some exposure to this game here as well, and I'm going to do it with Kyle Lowry here. Comes in great form, 6 double-doubles over the last 7 games. A pace-up spot. We know the Bucks love to get up and down the floor. The Raptors will be happy to oblige here. And that's going to mean more usage, more opportunities, more shots here for Kyle Lowry. A close spread in this game, very high total. And Lowry played very well in the first game against this team. Went over 50 DraftKings points here with the recent form. The price is fair, the pace-up spot, and obviously a matchup he can succeed in. Going right back to the well here with Kyle Lowry against the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let's go to the mid-range, get some value at shooting guard with Damion Lee of the Warriors. So the Warriors, one of those teams you're going to want to take shots with. No matter who it is, you may have your favorite Warrior tonight minus Damion Lee. These guys are going to have to play minutes. We'll keep an eye on the Draymond Green situation. That may open up more opportunities for some of these guys. But Lee, the one I want. He's been the most consistent of all these fringe Warriors guys. 25 or more DraftKings points now in 5 of his last 7 games. He's shown us a very big ceiling when he's gotten these kind of minutes, and the Kings have struggled against guys like Damion Lee. Defense versus archetype, something you can find right here on RotoGrinders, 24th in that department. So this is one of those sneaky games, a lot of great mid-range and value plays, a very easy game to stack with Damion Lee, whether it's in that stack or not, cash game playable. But I think there's a lot of upside here in tournaments as well, and in mid-5s prices on both FanDuel and DraftKings, under $20 on Yahoo. Great value here with Damion Lee. All right, let's go to a buy low. I think is in a great spot here. That's Will Barton of the Nuggets. So let's think back not too long ago. We were paying much more for Will Barton here. Now we're at $5,500 on DraftKings, $5,700 on FanDuel. Anytime this guy is under $6,000, it screams to me buy low. So let's do just that here. Detroit really struggles with small forwards, 28th in defensive efficiency against his position, gives up a ton of fantasy points here. And Barton, of course, played well against this Detroit team. I love looking back at previous matchups, went for 29 and 5 in that game. Do the math, that's a ton of fantasy points here for Will Barton. I think he does it here. Once again, these prices too good to ignore, and the matchup about as good as it gets with a hapless Detroit Pistons defense. All right, let's spend some money. One of our favorites lately at small forward, power forward, JAYSON Tatum of the Celtics. So Tatum been very good to us. We're going to reserve him a spot here at the bar once again. Prices are still fair, under $9K on both the big sites, just over $40 on Yahoo there. Worth every penny, in my opinion. No Kemba Walker once again tonight. So we run the numbers, and you can do this over at RotoGrinders utilizing our Court IQ tool, but the usage rate, again, sits at an elite 32.5% without Kemba Walker. Consistency has been there. We're looking for cash game floors. He's given us that. 40 or more in 9 straight games, 50 or more in 5 of the last 7 games. So we also get that ceiling we're looking for in tournaments. So playable in both formats there. Now let's look at the matchup, and this is the icing on top of this cake. Portland gives up more fantasy points than any team in the league to the power forward position. JAYSON Tatum, good form. Price is still not high enough. No Kemba Walker means a lot of usage, and the matchup couldn't be any better here than going against the Portland Trail Blazers, Jayson Tatum in a smash spot here tonight on Tuesday night. All right, let's go down to the mid-range once again at center. Try to save you a little bit here with Myles Turner of the Pacers. Now, Turner, not a guy you're going to see in the six-pack a lot, not a guy that I play a lot, but when I see Charlotte on the schedule, I instantly look at the center, and I think, can this guy get up and down the floor? Is he athletic enough? Yes, he checks those boxes. Then I want to exploit this matchup. The Hornets, all season long, centers have dominated this team. So whatever metric we look at, defensive efficiency, bottom 3. Fantasy points allowed, bottom 3. So I'm going to plug in Myles Turner, normally not a guy that I use, but tonight I'm going to make an exception here, and he's played well in this matchup. We talked about looking back at previous matchups. This guy's averaging almost 40 DraftKings points a game in 2 games versus Charlotte this season. And if he does that, it's an easy 8x on DraftKings. We're talking about a 6 to 7x on FanDuel. Easy return in tournaments. Love this spot here for Myles Turner against this weak Charlotte interior. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. But before we do that, guys, as always, we're going to say thank you to you guys, the bar patrons, for watching the video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And how are we going to do that? We're going to run it back with our Beast of the Night contest. All you got to do, absolutely free to play, get in the comment section below the video and guess fantasy points on FanDuel for my Beast of the Night. The closest guess is going to win themselves 3 free days of RotoGrinders Premium. Going to give you access to everything, all the sports, lineup HQ, all the videos, all the articles, 3 free days to check everything out. All you got to do, guess fantasy points on FanDuel for my Beast of the Night. All right, let's take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. Well, that's Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to spend some money here. There's a lot of studs on this slate, but one stands head and shoulders above the rest for me, and that's Anthony Davis against the Pelicans, tonight's Beast of the Night. So we have obviously LeBron, we have Jokic, we have a ton of different studs, Giannis on this slate that we could pay up for, but Anthony Davis, the one I want to go out of my way to spend up on. The Lakers projected for over 123 points in this game. That's almost 9 points above their season average here. We could play the revenge narrative card, but we know this is a matchup that big men have thrived in. And Anthony Davis, you look at the stat line, averaging 43.5 points. That's just points, not fantasy points, and 11 rebounds per game. We're talking about almost 70 DraftKings points per game. The naysayers will say Zion Williamson did not play in those games. That's fine. I don't see him slowing down Anthony Davis here. In fact, I think it's an intriguing pairing of the two. Almost put Zion here in the 6-pack as well, but love this spot for Anthony Davis. We've saved you enough money to make it happen, but that's where my lineups are starting here. Anthony Davis against the Pelicans, easily my favorite play on tonight's slate and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for Tuesday night in the Fantasy Bar. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, whatever you guys want to talk about, hit that comment section. Don't forget your guess, fantasy points for Anthony Davis on FanDuel for your shot at 3 free days of RotoGrinders Premium. You can also follow me over on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Love talking DFS with you guys over there. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut. Best of luck here tonight, guys. We're going to run it back and be back tomorrow with 6 more plays, so make sure you come back for that. Good luck tonight, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist